Welcome back to the Sun Pirates TCG channel. With us today, we have Colin Wong, our third place Treasure Cup winner. Finalist. Yeah, he was in finals. He played against an NL player that played really well. Ended up getting third off the event though, losing in finals, but that was his only loss for the day, going 9-1. Today here we're going to talk about his Sakazuki list that he did play during that event. Colin, do you have anything to say or you want to talk about before we start talking about the list
This is any Sakazuki list ever. Shoutouts to Jonas because I basically ripped off his list -1 card. But yeah.
Do you want to also talk about how your day kind of started on this one? Like it was kind of because.
Okay, so for me and Trevor, because we were both in the same event, so Arvin was already signed up for the event like several weeks prior, and that morning, or basically noon for us because we're in Florida, he messages us. He's like, "Hey, by the way, they just opened up some new spots," and I'm like, now I see this like 20 minutes before the event, round 1 starts, and I'm like, all right, I guess. so I sign up, and I'm like, oh crap, I have to register a deck list. So I just took my same deck from Oviedo last week and registered that. And I was scrambling to get my cards in order because I don't know when this is going to be posted in comparison to our other video, but we have a Highlander Sakazuki deck that I had this basically in like Commander/Highlander mode, and I was like scrambling to like get the cards back together like 5 minutes before round 1 started.
Well, I mean, that's a good start to the day, and I understand that me and you were both pretty hungry because we were planning on going to eat dinner that night, but I think from there...
I really wanted sushi. I would like the record to reflect I still haven't gotten my sushi.
We'll be getting food later today, don't you worry. All right, brother, let's get to that list then for us.
All right, so like I said, it's any Saka list ever. We got, the 4 Morias, your 7 searchers between the brand new and Tashigis. It could be 4 brand new if you want it to be. This what Jonas did, and I've done this for a while too. I think it's fine. We got the 8-2Ks between Suru and Virgo. Not much to say there. Kuzan, he's generically very good. I've been back and forth on this card, but in the past, but like against Yellow, he's just stellar. Even against Mori in the mirror match, it's just the fact he replaces himself. It just keeps you up on card parity.
He's a pain for Whitebeard too. I just want to put that out there.
Actually, yeah, if you're on odd curve, you go like 5 Dawn, swing leader for 6, play Kuzan, draw a card, and then they can never present a body safely because Kuzan will just answer it.
Absolutely.
The 4 Rebecca, of course. Only 3 Lucci. A lot of builds, as you'll see, this is the event builds. Most of them play 4, but I wanted to play a second Murakumo, which I'll get to in a second. The 1 Kizaru or 7-drop Porcelino. I know me and Arvin have been back and forth on this. We tend not to like this card very much, but it actually did come up today.
I want to talk to you about this card actually because it came up in 2 of my Sokka matchups throughout the day. Sorry to interrupt here, but
No
both of the Sokka players that I played against played this card against me. Funny enough, the first one ended up not being the reason he won. Jonas though did play it into me, and he won because of this card because he got 2 cards worth of counter out of me that he wouldn't have gotten if he just didn't play this card ever. So that is something that's coming up. He also did it with like he cleared the Luffy with it, which was really specific. They were both clearing a Luffy with it on both times that they played this card.
Yeah, were you on odd curve or even curve? Versus Jonas.
Jonas, I lost the die, I lost the die roll. He took first. I was second.
You were second, so he just dropped this on 7.
Yeah, he dropped this on 7 after when I dropped Luffy on 6, which is what it's there for. It's like it's to answer it's for the odd when you're put on the odd curve.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, even in the mirror match too, this is where it came up for me, and was the mirror match where I just like, I lost a die roll, so I went odd curve, and I just dropped this on 7, and thankfully, like, the mirror matches where I did play this, they weren't on the stage build, so their 8 Dawn play, they couldn't just Moria, Lucci, Helmeppa to blow this up.
Perfect.
So, yeah. It actually, it came up quite a bit. Like, either like one of the mirror matches, the guy just had to put down Moria and just like not answer this, or the other mirror match, he basically couldn't play Moria and he did something else to get rid of this, but then I was ahead on tempo because then I played my own Moria and took over the game from there.
Okay.
The 3 Sabo, I'll get to this card in a second, and then we have the 2 Helmeppas and 3 Hinas. The Sabo's MVP of the day, actually. Versus Kata and Moria, this is just unkillable. Yeah. You'll notice I don't even have Porcelinos in here. The 4-drop, I don't think you need it. The Sabo just carries the end game for you.
Perfect.
And then lastly, we have our events, like I said earlier, the 3 Murakumos. You can swap this between like 1 and 4. I like to do 3 and 2. This was a bit of a concession to Black Yellow Luffy also, in case they high roll a bit and get a bunch of bodies. You want to, especially if they do a Sabo combo, you want to be able to answer that efficiently.
Gotcha.
4 Hound Blazes, and then the Eruptions and 2 Ice Age.
Okay.
So pretty standard otherwise.
So questions I want to go into is because I understand that you and Arvin were testing the stage build. Arvin he loves the stage build. I know he does. But for you though, what put you back onto the event list? Was it just because the meta shifting towards a more aggro version of the meta, with Whitebeard's coming back in the meta, at least for the last few events. Whitebeard has been seeing
courtesy of you.
yeah, there's a few people that have made that deck more popular. And then Gecko's playing really aggressive right now. They're playing more of just make sure that they play 2 bodies every turn. And I know that's usually the strategy for it, but what brought you to not play the stage build with it being so prevalent at the beginning of the meta?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I still feel like it's pretty marginal, the difference between stage and eruption. Where I prefer the eruption build is specifically the mirror match and Black Yellow Luffy. I'm probably giving a bit too much concession to Black Yellow Luffy at this point in time because we're still pre-EB1 before Flopay comes out. But that was part of the reason why I fought back to this, because I figured I would see it, and honestly, between Oviedo and yesterday, I just didn't.
I'm 19-0. I'm 0-19 on C.
Yeah, me too. So
or 0-18.
Personally, I just like drawing cards.
Okay.
I've asked Jonas this before on Twitter, but I wholeheartedly agree with this point that playing this, you're playing like a 36 card or 46 card deck, so to speak. You're more likely to see your power cards being Moria, your Sabos. The 9 Dawn play with Ice Age or Eruption off of your Moria is also very strong, especially in the black matchups. So that's about it. Against Moria leader, I still think stages is still maybe slightly better in certain game states. It kind of depends on curve too.
And then going into your other matchups. So I know that you played. What were your matchups throughout the day?
Yeah, so I played. Let's see. Look at my notes here. I played 3 katas, 3 mirror matches, a Whitebeard, and an Eno, which is the one I lost to in the finals, and 2 Geckos.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The black matchups, like the mirror match and Gecko, I'll be honest with you, I had a few lucky breaks, and it kind of came down to just like a 8-drop, like a war between 8-drop Geckos.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of them, I had some really good top decks where I just needed I top decked the 2nd or 3rd Gecko that I needed to close out the game.
Okay.
The katas went pretty much as we wrote it up on paper, where you just fall back on the triple Sabo in the end game, and they just can't kill you. And you just go wide and try to OTK them from 2 life.
Gotcha.
The Whitebeard was one on stream. That one I got to go first in, which helped a lot.
It's just that's a brutal thing for us Whitebeard players.
Yeah, I really like it's so unintuitive too, because you would think you don't want to give Sokka the extra card, but actually
or you mean Whitebeard the extra card?
Yeah, but the way the curve works is that it's just the way the curve works, where everything is even costed. So on odd curve you always have that extra dot to swing 6.
Yep. It's
really helpful. And and then the finals was Enel. As you guys probably saw on stream, I got mollywopped. But it is what it is. The guy played really, really well.
Good.
And can't complain.
Awesome. Any other shout outs before we head out of here?
Shout outs to the rest of you guys, like Trevor and Arvin did really solidly.
Yep. We'll probably maybe bring it up the next podcast or something like that, or just in general. I know me and him both top 64 at minimum. Both me and him top 64, so it's not a bad run at all, especially whenever I played a deck list that I wish I could have changed 4 cards out of, but we'll get into that later. We'll talk about that in a different day.
That's bottom text. But I don't think any other shout outs. I'm very hungry, so I want to get this over with.
Alrighty. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.